Hello, my name's Lisa Catto. Thank you for joining me today on the presentation of the ideal patient journey. The simple steps that you need to take to easily drive more patients to your practice and double the value of your existing patients. This presentation is for private dentists and orthodontists who already have at least one practice. The goal being that you have predictable systems and processes so that you have a predictable cash flow and the all-important more free time. So over the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about how you can get a return on your marketing investment so that you know and have the confidence that every lead, referral and prospect is being cared for at the very highest of levels and that absolutely nobody is falling through the cracks. We're going to be talking about how you can grow your practice with more patients, more leads, more referrals, and have a greater, more predictable cash flow, as well as delivering superb patient care to be able to create those great smiles and those fans for life. So it's going to be the step-by-step strategy to be able to 3x your practice. So does this sound like you? You're fed up with not knowing if every prospect and lead that's coming into the practice is being followed up on, and you've got no real visibility on your return on investment for your marketing. And as a result, you're frustrated at guessing what you should do and how you should grow your practice, and you're worried about making that investment into marketing because you don't really have any confidence in the results. And do you wish that you could just focus on the patient care and successfully market without having the worry about the hard data on what's working and indeed on what's not? So this is the problem that we find that most practice owners have, is that they get to a point in their practice where they've hit a plateau and they just simply don't know what to do to be able to break through that glass ceiling and have the systems to be able to support their growth. The solution we call is the ideal patient journey. The ideal patient journey is from the very moment that we have first contact with any prospective patient, through attracting their interest, hooking them in, grabbing their details, engaging with them, letting them know what's on offer and closing the deal, and then delivering amazing service, impressing them and getting them to refer us on. When you have this in place, you will have visibility on your ROI. You'll know how many leads are coming in, you'll know where they've come in from, and you'll know if they're converting into paying patients. You'll have that hard data that you need at each stage of the ideal patient journey, and you'll be trusted by your patients. You'll be building that confidence because they're having a great experience with you. You'll feel organised and you'll be organised, and your practice will be able to grow and will offer you much more time freedom. Before we go any further, let me introduce myself. My name's Lisa Catto. I am the mum of two big kids, and as you can see here, they're both bigger than me. I'm an award-winning automation expert working with businesses to help them save time, get organised and grow sales. I support them in their business, marketing and automation strategies as a coach and a consultant, and I myself have been a business owner for more decades than I'd like to admit to. So now let's get into the real content here. So let's break down the ideal patient journey into 3 phases, starting with collecting leads and identifying with who in fact is your ideal patient. You might have different targets for implants versus teeth straightening. It might be that you have an older crowd for implants versus a younger crowd who might have a special event or who are teenagers who are looking at having their teeth straightened. So identifying who the ideal patient journey is for is the very beginning of where we start. Then we're looking at what we're doing to attract their interest. Where are they hanging out? Is it on social media? Are they Googling you? Are they local? Is it a leaflet through their letterbox? Are you making sure that you have SEO in place so that you're found in the Google search engines? What are you doing to attract their interest? But now we come to the very first place where we fall down, by not capturing their details. How many people telephone the practice that we don't capture their details and we're not following up with them? How many people come to the website and aren't able to leave their details easily or simply just bounce off and away? And what details are we capturing? Is it just their name and their email, or are we also capturing what they're interested in? Are we capturing where they came from? Was it Facebook? Was it Google AdWords? Was it a leaflet? So the very first section of collecting leads is absolutely imperative for the next phases, and also to give us the data so that we know what's working and what's not on the very beginning of our journey. The next phase is where we turn those leads actually into paying patients. Engaging with them, giving them the information that they're asking for on the specific treatments that they are interested in, not a scattergun approach. Answering their questions, overcoming their objections. What are the questions that people repeatedly ask your practice? Is it about price? Is it overcoming fears? What is it that you need to let them know to start to build the trust and then reach the point that is appropriate to make the offer? Do they need a virtual consultation? Do they need to come into the practice for a consultation? Do they need to speak to a treatment coordinator or a clinician? At what point is appropriate to make the offer when we know how much of the content they've consumed and they've engaged with, in order that we can then send them the quote? But the quote's no good if it's sitting in your sent items and you don't have a reliable system to be able to follow up with them, to make sure that they're not just sitting there for when somebody happens to have the time to get back to them, or being able to rely on the other dental staff to remember to get to them, but absolutely know who needs to be followed up with, what they need to be followed up with about, and when they need to be followed up with. That's the point at which we are more in a position to be able to close the sale and turn them into a paying patient. Now, once we've got them on board as a converted patient from a lead, we then need to deliver fantastic experience with them. We need to make sure that we've got automation in place, that they are being reminded of their appointments, of maybe some treatment-specific information they need in between their appointments, of what other opportunities there are for their oral and dental hygiene and well-being. How can we impress them more and build the trust in order that they can then refer you on with confidence, leave you an all-important review, maybe on Google or on Facebook, so that those thumbs up and those stars are encouraging other people to come into your pipeline as prospective patients. That's the overview of the ideal patient journey, right from the beginning of who is the patient, what we're doing to attract their interest, capture their details, make sure we're engaging with them with the valuable, relevant information in order to make the offer, close the sale, deliver exceptional service, and get them to refer and review you. So if you need more patients and you want to 3 times your practice using the Ideal Patient Journey, it's really easy. Head over to theidealpatientjourney.com and book a call. We'll take you through a demo and we'll show you how, with the systems and processes that we have for you, you can start growing your practice today. We've already had an enormous amount of success with other private dentists and orthodontic practices such as yours. Croydon Orthodontics have now got a fully automated system and customer journey, which has released up an amazing amount of productivity, made them really, really efficient and giving a great experience to their patients. If you want to have time released up, then simply book a call, let's get on a demo, and let's start growing your practice today. Just visit theidealpatientjourney.com.